So, we begin with the rocking sensation of one of the various engineered cable cars making its way, dangling from one of the many cables that connects the 5 different spires of Drusar. As the two of you now ride up within, just the two of you for now, the rest of the interior appears to be empty at the moment. But as you coast along the way, it's shifting and rocking, the small windows outside giving you a beautiful view of the jungle mists that are just beginning to slowly return after being burned away by most of the midday sun. You glance at each other as you head and climb towards the airy spire. To that point, Laura, if you'd like to describe your character.
Oh, gosh. Well, all right. Oh, gosh. Okay. I'm a young lady with long, light purple hair, a yellow scarf around my neck. I look a little bit, maybe shy, like I'm trying to hide myself from other people. A light blue dress. Just keeping myself tucked back a little bit. And looking mildly uncomfortable as we rattle along. I'm gonna just kind of hold on to your arm, Laudna, if that's all right.
You feeling okay? Little sick?
I just, I never get used to these things.
Human, correct?
I am a human. Yes.
Now, Marisha, if you would like to describe yourself.
Oh boy, all right. Oh, goodness. Don't fuck this up. You see a also youngish looking woman, not as young as Imogen over here. Long, scraggly, dark hair with a shock of white going through the top of her bangs. She has it pulled back into a half-up bun with a rock chisel holding it up. Her skin is pale, and her eyes are big, a little bulbous with dilated pupils, almost doll-like. Her lips are dark, and she's wearing tattered, scraggly clothes, a black skirt and a blood maroon blouse. You can see she's very thin, gaunt, and around her belt, with some tools and odds and ends, is a dead rat with a bird's skull. I made him myself.
Gross. Now, you've been here in the city for a short period of time, a handful of weeks. As part of this journey, you, Imogen, you went to the Ascension's Rise University, seeking to see if perhaps there was a way of utilizing their extensive library for research materials. You have yourself something you're looking into, but the university itself only keeps its grounds for those who are enrolled there or have approval. So instead, you went over to the Starpoint Conservatory, also on the Eyrie. They gave you pretty much the same answer, but said you may submit a formal request, and you left behind, and have heard nothing for 2 weeks. Now, as you climb up higher and higher to check in to see if perhaps there's been any movement within the conservatory, you can watch the edge of the Eyrie go closer and closer as the shifting of it begins to clatter with some of the slight imperfections in the metallic cable pulling you forward. Some of the nearby birds that have roosted on the cliffside as you get towards the spire edge itself scatter off upon approach.
You'd think they would get better cables with as often as people use these things.
Maybe in time. Are you feeling pretty good about your little essay that you wrote?
No.
I liked it. I thought it was pretty good.
They'll give us the time of day this time.
Sure.
Just a little nudge, maybe.
Well, I guess let's find out.
I forget, is the Eyrie Spire quite as crowded as the Core Spire is?
Not by any means. The Eyrie Spire is the tallest and technically smallest of the spires. It is more of a thin peak amongst the other 4.
Great.
But this is where a handful of upper Mahan houses or nobles live, but it's largely consumed by these two different, like the university, the Ascension's Rise University and the Starpoint Conservatory, as well as a handful of other guilds that use the space predominantly for their business. But as you come to rest at this point, you can see the massive construct that is responsible for winding up the cable that allows the car to descend upon its track and return, finishes its work, locks it over, and then goes into kind of a stasis mode. The side of the door kind of comes ajar, and you can already see right there, looks to be a small, dark-skinned halfling who's wearing one of the kind of general dark greenish and gold-trimmed outfits of those that run the various cable gondolas throughout the city. Wordlessly just kind of waits for you to exit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Closes it.
Are you supposed to give tips here? Is this
I
typical
hope not,
culture?
because I never.
We
She
haven't been
never
doing
mentioned-
that.
No.
No. It's fine.
Continuing the familiar path along this extremely high portion of the city, it is unnerving the moment you step off of this, as you're about 15, 20 feet from what would be a drop for hundreds and hundreds of feet into the jungle floor below. The mist actually obscures a majority of the jungle floor from here, and you can just see just the faint detail of the canopy below, as hundreds of birds occasionally kind of dot aspects of the misty landscape below you.
Still adjusting to the heights.
No, I love it once we're off those cables.
Yeah.
It's beautiful up here.
Continuing to follow the stone pathways you've traversed once before, you bypass the massive and almost gaudy Ascension's Rise University and make your way instead to the multi-level courtyard that surrounds the exterior of the conservatory. Here you can see each large platform step get smaller and smaller as it rises towards the massive double, almost gold-plated doors with the handles up front. They sit mostly readily ajar for at least two people to walk in shoulder to shoulder. The 25-foot wide doors themselves stay that way unless it's closed for the evening. As you kind of carefully step in, passing by the gardens, beautiful fauna and the torch-topped pillars that kind of guide you into the entryway, you hear this gentle, sourceless music that just kind of apparates in the air around you. Calming, if a little unnerving, that you do not see where it comes from.
Like they just have ambient music, just atmospheric.
Just gentle atmospheric music as you step in.
How do they do that? It's so calming.
There at the front desk set up, you see in a massive circular position as it kind of climbs up to the sides, and on each end you can see statues of previous tutors that took up residence here within the conservatory. You see a female halfling looking towards you with darker hair, kind of an olive complexion, these shaded glasses that kind of sit at the edge of her nose, these green eyes that peek from above the lenses. You've spoken with this individual once before, and you recall her name to be the Ascritore Cunthia. Ascritore being her title.
Tore
Cunthia.
Kunfia.
Cunthia.
Kunfia.
But
Okay.
Gaska something.
Ascatore.
Ascatore Cunthia.
he immediately looks up and makes eye contact. Hello, might I help you?
Do you remember me? We came here a couple weeks ago.
Right. Have you not been contacted?
No, and I just figured, the windowed wall is such a packed-in sort of area that maybe you got our address wrong, and you have been trying to contact us, and I just wanted to make sure you knew that we were available for an appointment whenever you needed.
Allow me to inquire beyond the doors and see if there has been any sort of adjustment or change in your request process.
Thank you so much.
Excuse me.
Thank
And she
you.
steps down and begins to make her way out to a side chamber, and you hear the door.
Oh, she hates us.
I can tell she just
just
can't
feels like,
stand
oh.
us.
There's nobody within the room, but these marble halls are spacious. You can hear your voice echoing and bouncing a bit amongst the long marble flooring.
Hmm.
At first you think you're being You feel like you're not being watched or attended to anybody, but Imodna, you do glance up and can see what looks to be these two stone hawks that sit at the top of these pillars. And as you kind of look up and glance, one of them kind of shifts its head and glances in your direction.
Hello.
Hi.
Look at the bird.
Oh. Oh.
Just-
Is that where the music's coming from, too?
Oh, it's also a speaker.
The door shifts open and you watch as Kunthea steps out, carrying what looks to be a small piece of paper or an envelope or some sort of folded thing. Goes, this was intended to be delivered but could not find your boat. But
See, I knew it. I knew it. It's gonna.
Just
They're
so
just gonna say,
complicated.
Miss Imogen, Timmel, that's me. I'm just gonna open it up right now. I hope you don't mind, because I would love to find out when we finally get to come. Because we came really far to be able to do this. Miss Imogen Timmelt, you spelled my name wrong, but that's all right. We are appreciative for your inquiry regarding our internal collection of tomes and historical records. Unfortunately, much effort has gone into the acquisition of our library for studious purposes, and at this time, the conservatory cannot allow individuals not enrolled within the conservatory, nor granted approval by either the Guru Coterie or the Shandacorum entry to our... Okay, cool, fine. Yeah, that's great.
my apologies. Have a good day.
No. I actually have one more question.
Mm-hmm.
How would one get approval from the Guru Coterie?
You would have to have somebody on the coterie speak on your behalf.
Great. How do we talk to them?
Yeah, do you know anybody? Family, friends?
If you already have your connections, then you can utilize them. If not, well, then I cannot help you.
It's just, it's really important to us because, it's been kind of hard for both of us. We've faced a lot of adversity coming to see you. We heard wonderful things, and so it's really hard to find out that, all we want to do is learn. All we want to do is find out some information.
My feet, bloody, blistered, on the bottom.
That's not what
From walking here.
Yeah.
So far.
We don't need to learn about her feet necessarily.
They're really gross.
Trust me, you don't want to see.
Make a persuasion check.
Really bad persuasion. Oh God! First roll.
Let's roll the campaign.
Don't fuck it up.
Okay.
Don't fuck it up.
I'm just gonna choose this one.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. That's great. Persuasion. Setting it off. Oh, you know what? No, that's still pretty big. 12?
12.
It's not as bad as it could have been.
She listens to your pleading, lingers a bit on the detailed description of your bloody feet
I see you right now.
before glancing back to you. Your best bet, if you do not have a connection to the coterie, would be to appeal to the Shandacorum, and whether it be through deeds or goodwill, have them speak on your behalf. Send a letter of recommendation.
All right.
An appeal. And where do we talk to the Shande Quorum? Where do we find them?
Well, if they're meeting on the core spire. Specifically, it would be on the Chande chambers, which are on the very top of the core spire.
Right, yeah.
However, they are carefully guarded, and you require appointments to speak with anybody to give information. The Shandacorum is anonymous, so to speak directly is impossible. But
Do you know anyone on the Shandacorum?
nobody knows who is on the Shandacorum.
That's what anonymous means.
Yeah, but I thought maybe it was anonymous to the public, but certain people knew, you know?
I'm certain there are people who know, but I am not at that station myself.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I wish I could be of more help.
How long are these appointments usually backed up?
I could not tell you. I have not
Days,
dealt.
weeks.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Great. Do you work here all the time?
I am not the only escatore, but I do handle this shift.
Okay. Thank you. How often is the conservatory open? Is it an all day, all night sort of situation?
Outside of members of the conservatory and, the student body, it is only open during the light of the day.
All right.
Students have access to it at all times.
Great. Maybe we should just become students here.
Yeah. I could go back to school. That would be fun. Oh.
I have to get to business and make some tea, but thank you for your time.
Great. Thank you. Yeah. How do we enroll? How do you become a student here?
I don't know. I always felt like this was always for the fancy and rich people who can, afford.
This looks like an expensive sort of place.
It does look very expensive. But I don't know, maybe they have grants, programs we could get into.
Yeah. Yeah.
Financial.
Can I just open up my my mind a little bit and see if I can just hear the thoughts of Miss Cynthia?
Certainly. Are you using a spell slot or just your feature?
Just opening up my mind.
All right. Wisdom saving throw. As you...
Oh, did I have to roll? Did I have to roll?
You will when you use this.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
But first, as you kind of step just beyond the range of your awareness and this capability of creeping in and seeding into someone's mind, you are met with an obstinate willpower and a figure that has likely been trained due to their station to be somewhat resistant to such prodding.
That makes sense.
However, you do still have to make a saving throw.
No.
Yeah. That'll take me out. It's plus my... What is it?
The DC would be 10 plus the number of
Yeah, no.
people in the space, so.
100% don't reach that.
Okay. While her voice does not seem to connect with your extended will, a number of other whispers begin to cross paths as you exit the conservatory, make your way down the conservatory steps. Other students that walk by and employees of the conservatory, you can hear their voices all creeping in, and it's starting to give you a headache. Oh, it hurts a bit.
Imogen, wait, before I leave. Cynthia, darling,
Yes?
do you have a pamphlet or something? Little introduction to the school, in case we consider enrolling, just doing a little campus tour trip.
No.
Wait, how do you even fucking enroll then? How do you get into this place?
Do your research. If you just wander in off the street without doing the research, well, that does not bode well for a student's inquiry, does it?
I find that quite ironic, considering I came here for research, so...
Good day,
Thank you.
Miss.
Imogen!
As you head off and step down the stairs, you can see there's two cats that are probably conservatory wild creatures that wander about. They both stop and turn and hiss at you as you walk by. And they rush off into the bushes.
Darling, you're all right.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, well. Let's get out of here. It's getting crowded.
Yeah. I promised Shadana I would stop by the market and get some eggs. She's out of eggs.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's pick up some tea on the way, too.
Oh, that's smart.
Okay. Returning to the wire gondola relatively soon after you disembarked, you pay the ferry cost of 1 silver each.
And those two universities are the only ones up here.
Correct. The high-end universities. There are other places of learning, but they're not as lauded
Right.
nationwide as much.
Okay. It's Ivy League.
One of them. If Idle's even that great.
Right.
Oh, right. It doesn't just.
Sorry,
Okay,
if you
wait.
already believe.
And 10 silver make a gold? No. 10 silver
10
make
make
a
gold.
Okay.
You're correct. But you ride the gondola back down to the core spire. Descending as the afternoon gets later, you immediately step off and enter the main thoroughfare here, bustling with people of all walks of life. You hear the heavy footfalls of a figure that kind of pushes past, kind of hitting your shoulder a bit, Imogen, and you watch as Pakidan, the massive elephant folk, kind of step by holding a large kind of netted cluster of gathered fruits and vegetables. One arm goes, "Oh, I'm sorry."
It's fine.
And
I'll
continues.
just kind of interlock my arm around Imogen's.
I mean, are we ever gonna find out anything? Maybe we should just leave this place and go find another city.
And we always have that option. I know. I felt so good about coming here, like it was, the first. We'd be interacting with civilization in a while. I had high hopes for it, but
We've done well here. We really have.
we have, yeah. Honestly, anticipated somebody running me out of this city far sooner, so the fact that it hasn't happened yet.
Mrs., excuse me, so sorry. And you turn over and you can see one of the Qatari folk, kind of lion-like in appearance, with a heavy kind of medium brown mane that has been pulled back and kind of put over the shoulders, and it goes around the mid-back or so, with a very light kind of tan fur coloration in the face, thinner for a Qatari, approaches with a colorful blouse on him. What looks to be a small kind of hand-carried cart with all manner of jewelry made of nuts and pieces of wood that have been carved, and goes, "Sorry to bother you, but I had to say this would look incredible on either one of you or both of you if you're interested. You have some great sense, but, accessorizing is what it's all about." I'm just saying.
I'm just gonna hold on to my coin purse.
Yeah.
Any interest? That's a special price this afternoon. Like, it's locking eyes on you and starting to kind of scoot a little bit away.
I think we're fine.
You sure? It's special 5 copper for this beautiful beast nut necklace. Kind of clatters together. It looks okay.
I think we're fine. I think we're fine.
Very well. Continue on your way if you'd like. Takes it and places it back in his cart and quickly picks it up and moves off. Excuse me, miss! And just kind of already skitters off to the side. It's at this point, Lana, you notice there's a pair of dwarven children that are kind of off the side of this small alley that are just kind of staring right at you. You both kind of get spooked and kind of retract, but not completely out of the way.
What'd you see?
It's 2 kids. A little spooked, it seems. Where did they go? Are they still looking?
They're still looking. They feel like they hid, but they're still kind of peeking around the side of the corner.
I'm curious. Hang on. I'm just gonna go over.
They both kind of
Hello?
immediately go and like try and hide further down the alley. As you kind of step off to the side, you can see bits of shattered cloth that was part of an archway that's been kind of just left to slight ruin down the path. And it goes about 15 or so feet. You can see leftover rotted bits of wood, empty boxes that have been kind of placed there for storage and forgotten. You can see a little bit of the stonework in the alley itself is slowly eroded over time. There's a patch of mud there. And right around the very, very back where you see where those boxes are, both children just kind of...
Are we playing hide and seek?
They both look terrified.
I jump out. I found
They both scream and run past you. One runs through your legs. They both scatter out into the street.
I'm friendly.
I don't think it goes over quite as well as you think it does,
I love kids, though.
Lana,
Do they love?
Lana, no. They don't.
Fuck.
They're like, fun, scary, like...
Fun, scary.
Yeah.
Okay, I am fun, scary.
Lana, you're scary.
I'm scary.
Yeah.
I'll work on
But
it.
in a good way.
Thank you.
Yeah. Comes in handy.
I kind of want to just talk to the kids. I feel like maybe they know something.
They know something what? Like how to get into the, maybe they could sneak into the conservatory.
Yeah, maybe they know. Like kids know stuff like that, like weird little sewer entrances, because they're tiny, so they fit in small places.
We could get into a sewer in the spire and go up through the sewer and come up out in the middle of the library and the conservatory.
You know, I wonder what those shadow creepers, what they were doing, and if they have any paths up that way.
It's a good point.
Children! Children!
I don't think it's gonna work, Lana.
Do I see the kids?
Make a perception check.
It's not good. 8 total.
Ooh.
Those children are gone.
They're gone.
They have scattered to the four winds and likely have adopted a new nightmare.
I'll find more children.
You can visit them in their dreams tonight.
You can see there's an older woman right off next to Lana that hears her say she'll find more children and goes,
Oh, fuck! Let's go!
Yeah, dude. I gotta get eggs.
I guess that just leaves us with Ladna, Veil Mistress of the Shadow Tree, and Imogen Tumult, Exultant Hope of the Red Storm. What do you see as your short and long-term goals and interests?
Well, if this is all right with you, I'd love to spend time in the coming months in the lake town, helping those that come through the gate, just to acclimate a little bit. And as someone who is able to speak to them telepathically, because I know it's a big change for them, just be able to help them get settled and find places to go, and feel like what we did in the big can make a difference in the little day to day as well. If that's all right.
I love that. I think Lodna, with this newfound life, both in the short and the long term, just wants to live. Very simple life. She follows Imogen wherever she goes. Maybe we can have a little spring break at Nanamori's.
Love it.
Maybe she continues to learn some fire spells from Fern. I do want to find that coin that Orem so flippantly threw down a hole.
Fuck that coin.
And
Little mini adventures.
many adventures.
And then I think, maybe in the Talent Heights, we find a beautiful clearing in the woods,
Yes.
somewhere with darkness and light. And we build a little cottage. Maybe Chet
Can help us.
can help, because
I love that.
something so storybook and beautiful with a big kitchen.
It's briefly frustrating because once word gets out that you have a Chetney Pocketby household, people start making ridiculous offers on it, and you eventually have to just erase your name from the
God,
book.
please stop. You're not interested in
Just like, hey, I heard you guys were.
No.
Okay, never mind. Sorry.
For a year.
Unsettling presence
Yes.
every real estate agent.
Like, make it creepy, but also quaint.
Yes. I craft curtains and make little figurines and dolls and make a friend for Pate and just like the speckles of light.
And we have a stable.
And we have a stable. Here's the thing. Horses don't like me. So maybe you could teach me a
Yeah.
little bit.
We'll find you a horse.
Maybe I could have a donkey.
That is so perfect. And yes.
They're like horses, but a little creepy.
Yeah.
And small.
Yeah.
And they can't breed. Did you know that?
Wait, what?
Isn't that true, or is it pony?
It's a
I mean,
mule.
I feel like
donkey and a horse, and then a mule
Oh,
can.
I thought you meant
They can't
donkeys
because
can't
they're
breed.
all-
I'm like, yes, they can. They have.
They're all abominations.
You only get
kind of
one.
Like me.
Sorry.
Mule.
I want a mule.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
donkey wet, little balls sprout off their back.
Yeah, there you go.
I would love to
You didn't know
purchase
much about
Flora.
Yes, I do.
I want to purchase Flora from Mr. Fairmore.
Easy enough to do. Mr. Fairmore is taken entirely back by what you've accomplished, and happily does so long as you sign off on this little memoir he wrote about all the things that he taught you. But upon probably a brief bit of intimidation and a terrifying sort of Back to the Future 1-esque, like freaking out Mr. Fairmore in his room by Laudna, you managed to get Flora free of charge.
Amazing.
Anything for you, my love.
She's so hot.
Your mother and father, as strange as they are, remain friends. But your mother also seems like she needs to find herself as well. She keeps in contact, but even she's on a walkabout. And every now and then, you check in with each other from wherever both of you are. Sometimes in dreams, you can still catch up. And every now and then, she comes by to visit. But she's definitely still trying to find her place in the world for a while.
Speaking of dreams, I love the little catch-ups I have with Dorian and the adventures we have when he calls. But I visit our friends when they're sleeping. I find them in their dreams. And we're still together.